Hello you beautiful, wonderful people. I'm Brendan, this is my sketchbook, and let's talk about video games. Specifically, Megaman. Now, I'm a big fan of the NES era Megaman games. I mean, Megaman 3 is probably one of my favorite games of all time. But the announcement of Mega Man 11 a few months ago, and the resurgence of 3D platformers as of late, had me thinking. How would the gameplay and formula of the classic Mega Man games be effectively translated into an action 3D platformer? Well, let's figure it out. Now, the way that a classic Mega Man stage is formatted can be described as a series of rooms containing one or more obstacles that need to be cleared before the player can proceed. Likewise, in a 3D Mega Man game, each area in every stage will present self-contained challenges for the player to overcome before progressing to the next segment. These challenges may include defeating a certain enemy, clearing the room of baddies, or simply running and gunning through a room as quickly as possible. Aside from variety, this challenge by challenge format benefits the gameplay as it forces the player to engage enemies. See, movement in a 3D game is naturally less restrictive than movement in a 2D game because that darn Z-axis. A player could potentially avoid everything by walking around enemies, resulting in an easy and unfulfilling experience. Therefore, the placement of enemies and the layout of levels must be creative and intentional in order to challenge the player. Each stage will be filled with enemies with varied attacks and means of defeat that require the full attention of the player to progress. Stages will also offer multiple branching paths with differing objectives that allow for many ways to finish a given stage. Exploring these alternate routes will reward the player with secret areas that offer brand new challenges and hidden bosses to fight, including other Robot Masters. Having multiple Robot Masters per stage allows for increased replayability of each stage and greater possibilities for creative level design. Imagine, you're blowing up everything in sight as you make your way through Metal Man stage. Suddenly you discover the entrance to a secret room and find Sparkman providing power to the rest of the stage. That'd be awesome! Defeating him might even disable some of the enemies in traps so you don't have to deal with them later. Now, Mega Man's movement will be slow and methodical, just as it was in the classic NES games. However, jumping will be less rigid than its 2D counterpart to allow for more platforming situations. The slide move will also make a return in this game to give Mega Man a quick burst of speed on the ground and another way to dodge projectiles. And for added movement in this game, jumping out of a slide will cause Mega Man to travel further in the air than a regular jump. Of course, Mega Man will be equipped with his standard Mega Buster that he can use to shoot enemies, and he can still charge to fire an extra powerful shot. And, for the player to combat enemies more easily, in this game Mega Man will be equipped with a lock-on mechanic, which will target the nearest enemy until it has been defeated, the player switches targets, or the player disengages entirely. Think of something along the lines of Z-targeting in 3D Zelda games. Of course, Mega Man will gain more abilities by defeating Robot Masters, providing players with many ways to eviscerate their foes. Many of the Robot Masters will return from previous games in the series, but there will be a few brand new bosses as well. Some returning abilities will gain extra utility in this game. For example, Hard Knuckle will include a close-range melee attack along with the original slow-moving projectile. And who knows, because of the new slide jump mechanic, maybe even a charge kick will be useful. That was a joke, please don't kill me. Now before I leave, let's have a super quick concept lightning round. Special weapons will be on timed cooldown instead of having a fuel gauge, reducing frustration without making certain weapons overpowered. E-tanks can still be collected, but they will now allow the player to permanently decrease the cooldown period of a special weapon. As such, they will be rare and well hidden in each stage. 1-ups are going to be left out, as the concept of lives nowadays is pretty arbitrary. Many Robot Masters will be fought in large arena-like stages with plenty of room to move and dodge whatever is being thrown at you. Mega Man's robot dog, Rush, will also be in the game, but his flying and submarine forms will be relegated to specific segments of select stages. Lastly, and the question I know all of you are asking, is Woodman gonna be in the game? Absolutely. here we are finally at the end, and those were a few of the ideas that I had for a 3D classic Mega Man game. Thank you guys so much for watching, and be sure to check back here if you want to see me make some drawings and other artwork and just anything I feel like doing in this channel. It's going to be lots of fun, and I can't wait to see you guys back here again. You know what? You guys have a brilliant day. Later, man.